Welcome everyone for final time to Majis Multiverse. If you didn't see this map before, it's a 100 checkpoint RPG trial. We just finished a 2-week long hunting competition on it. There was $1,000 prize pool. We spent a lot of hours on it. I spent 40 hours myself hunting the map. Lots of good players played it. Players like even Mother, for example, I think didn't even manage to get into the top 5. There's so many strong players. It was incredibly close. But in the end of the day, Skandear won with a 42-59. I believe that to be the best world record on a 100 checkpoint RPG trial that we've ever seen. And with that, rightfully, he wins $600. I managed to get second place with a 45-39, 2 minutes 40 seconds behind. And I was pretty happy with my time. So I would say, without any further ado, let us check out the world record and the top 5. Oh, I forgot, this is 40 minutes. This takes some time to load. There you go. Alright, let's check it out. So this is the map. We hunted it for a while. This is the start. So you plastic bounce there into an ice slide. I can give some information as well now. As I said, I hunted the map myself for 40 hours myself. So lots of time spent hunting the map. But let's take a look. Second checkpoint here does a bug slide into water. Plastic bug slide there as well. I think he has enough speed to get the cycle. So this checkpoint right here, you have a specific cycle. The fastest one you can get is on the very left here. And he gets it. Super clean. Nice. Then checkpoint 3, the Nemesis. I think I looked, I had 800 attempts on this map, and I'm pretty sure 700 of them died on this checkpoint. We never found a consistent strat for this. And even for Skandear, he did not get this first try. He respawned this checkpoint. Now, I would like to count the number of respawns with all of you together. That is number 1. Number 1 respawn there. So let's see how long it's gonna take for his next respawn. I also respawned it, by the way, as well. Like, I also respawned. Bren respawned as well, and he's still ahead of me. Like, we have multiple people respawning that checkpoint just because of how inconsistent and difficult it was. Then jumping up here, I think he does a trick here where he turns around in this jump and then goes for the red boost. This is just there for the standing respawn, which can be a little bit faster, like a second faster or so than going backwards there. Then tricky stuff here, you need to go through anti-boost with engine off, keep enough speed. He has very good amount of speed there, overtaking Bren. Again on the road, and then flip up here on the bobsleigh, flip out in this as well into the drop down through the looping. Now this one is a pretty cool checkpoint as well. Flip into here, into this bobsleigh, and jump up here. And I think with that he is now in first place actually from the finish times. A lot of us definitely struggled with the start. The start of this map was brutal to hunt. It's some of the hardest checkpoints on the entire map. Oh wait, never mind, he is not in first place. I think it's Smithy, I think he's far ahead actually. Like 13 seconds or something. So Smithy did have a clean run after all at the start. So there's one person ahead at least who had a clean start. But yeah, here we go then, up the hill and land in the checkpoint. So about this map, we have also done a full discovery of it as well. If you want to watch that, me discovering all of the checkpoints by themselves. All of these checkpoints are built by Majis, or almost all of the checkpoints are built by Majis, and every single one had a different prompt. So every time that she went ahead to build a checkpoint, she always got a different prompt by someone in her community, in her stream. And that is why we have a lot of weird checkpoints, but a lot of creativity as well. So for example, this one is sausage blocks and dirt wall rides. This checkpoint right here. So yeah, you see sausage blocks there, you see some dirt wall rides here. And that is how all of these checkpoints came together. In total, I think she spent 800 hours on this track, refining everything. Also, this flip here is really cool. Clean landing there. But he actually gets overtaken by, I believe, Samifying there. Actually, Samifying coming in with the overtake. Then this here, this checkpoint is messed up. You need to bounce there on the hill. Actually losing time there. Smithy also overtaking again. You can make it if you take this much speed, land here. And now, get the gear right there. And then you still have enough speed to get this landing. Very, very tight. So yeah, going up here. My PB, you might be wondering where my PB is. My PB had a very bad start. I was always ahead pretty much of my PB in the start. But my second half, the finish was really good. Which means that unfortunately you will not be able to see it here. Because my good part, where I like kept up with Skandear's time, was pretty much like the last 30 checkpoints or so. And the rest, I was losing somehow. I have not watched the run itself completely. So I'm really interested just how clean this is. Because often people ask, right, how good of a run can you get on a map like this? Can you get a run without any respawns? And I think this run here by Skandear is probably the closest we will ever get to that. Because you remember, since checkpoint 3, he has gotten everything clean so far. No mistakes. Here we do have the first small cut on the map. Where we drop down here, plastic bounce. We failed that landing a little bit. Not too bad of a fail. But yeah, can drop down here now. I'm surprised that, like this, I think it's actually slower, this landing. The cut with that landing. He didn't flip correctly. You need to flip more on your nose, I think, to get the rotation. Managed to survive it though, at least, and that's of course the most important part always. Just not respawning. Now we come to a checkpoint, which, just for information if you didn't see that there, is actually built by me. So this is one checkpoint that I built. Was the idea, the prompt for this one was a 2x2 box. So I basically built the entire map in a 2x2 grid. I was limited to that. And yeah, this checkpoint was built by myself. Majijej invited a few of her friends and streamers to come in and build checkpoints for her as well. So we also have a checkpoint by Scrappy, for example. We have a checkpoint by Spam. And lots of other people as well who got invited. Unfortunately, we have a checkpoint by Turbo as well. So yeah, that checkpoint was by me. This one here as well. This is a full speed checkpoint with obstacles. And she toned down the checkpoint a little bit. I had like necessary speed slides and stuff here before. So definitely made it a lot easier, which is a good thing, I think, for the consistency of the checkpoint. And then jumping up here and checkpoint 17. Scrappy mapped? Yes, he did. Checkpoint 69. Alright, this one here, for example, is only items, this checkpoint. Jumping across here. What? Wait, what split did he have here? Because I often looked at the split. 6:15. That's nasty. That's really fast. My best was like, I think, also 6:15, 6:20 or something like that. That was like my best starts. It's like basically one respawn, you know? 6 minutes of driving so far and one respawn. Now goes down here. Does the slow setup. I'm so confused. Because Skandear supposedly has a super fast no respawn time. But he has done already 2 strats or 3 strats, which should lose him a lot of time here. To me, in theory. So where is he gaining all of this time? Apparently he had a 41:56 no respawn time. Without the standing respawn, that's 42 basically. So that's ridiculously fast, his no respawn time. He must just not get stuck anywhere else? I don't know. Like, the rest of the run must be so clean. This is a wallbang checkpoint, which in this case is just like bounces there. Bounce here again as well. Maybe he had some hidden cuts, maybe, we'll see. Bounce there. Now, up here, this one was sometimes tricky. The next 2 checkpoints are also very hard. Where's the car ahead? That is Samifying still. Samifying always reset a lot for the start, and he did have a very good one in the beginning. Here, he had a very, very good run in the beginning of the of this. Most of his time loss is in the end. Because I don't think he finished that many runs. Like, I finished 27 runs on this map in my 40 hours of hunting this. This is one of the most scam checkpoints ever, by the way. This magnet heat here. We can't really see it that well in camera 1, but now you see the car again. You drive upside down on magnet and then plastic bounce here and hope that you get the right bounce. And he gets it super clean. That was very fast, the way he got it there. That was the fastest strat you can get there. It's a pretty random checkpoint. It's like probably top 3 worst or most disliked checkpoints in the entire map for me. Because with the magnet, she was forced to build a magnet checkpoint, but yeah, it was very random, unfortunately. Why does he double respawn? He double respawns because that checkpoint there is perfectly press forward if you double respawn. And it just gives you the perfect speed. You need to have like a 1 km per hour perfect speed there in that wall ride. And standing respawn just gives you that with press forward. So you just standing respawn there. It's guaranteed to work. Okay, ice side here. This is a no steer. No steer ice checkpoint. But makes it work well. Also, I think this next checkpoint he got really good. This is one where I lost a lot of time on in my PB. Like 24 seconds. I think you saw my PB there for once. Maybe earlier. I think on the right side there was my PB. So I caught up a little bit until here, I think. But yeah, he gets this so good. I think alone here he gains like 10 seconds on no respawn time on me. Because that was so clean, that uphill. Like climbing up there. For me, those are very inconsistent always, and he just got it insane. Then you jump up here with the bumper. You need to slow down a little bit there. Now this is a checkpoint where you need to go over bumpers and not get them. Like that is right there is a null bumper. It gives you insane speed in the wrong direction. So you want to specifically not trigger it. He almost failed that checkpoint, but luckily survived it. He didn't get too big of a bounce. That was lucky there, that he survived that. But so far still no respawns since that one fail that he had. Still no respawns. Then you jump up here. He actually turns around the other way here. Interesting. I'd always turn around right side. He turns around left side. Interesting difference. Then going up here. Still no more respawns since the start. Overturns there into this. Interesting. Gets the good line. Now we come up to a checkpoint that I found as well. Or a cut that I found on this checkpoint here. It's a really cool cut because it only works because of this plastic bounce right there. Majijej put that plastic there to avoid people jumping out, but because of that plastic bounce you get enough speed to barely jump through that reset there. You get engine off before, but you jump through the reset to get your engine back and then jump to this checkpoint. I think it's a little bit faster, but most importantly it gets rid of one inconsistent checkpoint. The normal checkpoint there was very inconsistent for me, and that's why I searched for a cut. And luckily it actually worked out. Now next checkpoint as well is insanely hard. It's also like top 5 hardest checkpoints for me, in my opinion. Is this bug side. The bug side itself can be very tricky to get. So very first one here turns to the left a little bit, then sets up the bug side and just gets it perfect. Perfect landing here, jumps up. Does the safe strat on this one as well. Doesn't go for the bug slide. I am so surprised. He does so many safe strats. How does he have such a good no respawn time? He's doing so many saves. Where is he gaining all of this time? Like, like even if I got a perfectly clean run through, I would get like a 42-30 or something. He has definitely lost times to me in no respawn time so far. 100%. He has lost like, I mean, on parts that you can control. On that water checkpoint, he gained like 10 seconds earlier, which kind of gets rid of all of these save strats and stuff, because he gained like 10 seconds on the water checkpoint. Which is random, as far as I am concerned at least. Maybe it's not random for him, but for me and everybody else at least it was pretty random. Yeah, it's not the respawns. I'm specifically not talking about the respawns. I'm talking about no respawn time. Like his pace itself was insanely fast. Goes up here. Messes up this checkpoint as well. Lost a little bit of time there. I guess he has good speed setup. No, he has to go for the booster. Interesting. I mean, he has still not respawned, but where's the pace coming? I'm very sure he's behind my pace. By quite a bit here. Until here. But somehow in the second half, he must gain like half a minute on pace on me. Somehow. There must be some insane fast sweats that he's doing. Somewhere. Is this clean? Yeah, he gets this clean, of course. This is something that sometimes you can lose a little bit of time on checkpoint 33. It's a really satisfying checkpoint when you get it. Get the bounce, nice. Drop down here as well, also good. But yeah, we are coming up to a reroute slowly that I also found. I found a lot of the strats and cuts on the map. In the end, of course, everybody uses them then, so there's not really a benefit you get from that. But I did find a reward as well, which I think is really cool. And he did adopt the reward as well in this run here. This is a normal eyesight checkpoint. You just get a decent eyesight here and you will be fast enough for the speed. Okay, he actually got it very bad. Wait, that's enough? That must be so close to making it. Yeah, he almost clipped. He almost clipped. Wow, that was a bad eyesight, but he somehow survived it. Wow. He was like 3-4 times very close to a respawn, I would say, so far. Then another bug side checkpoint here. Counter steer, get that clean, nice. And then another 360 here to not be too fast. We are still at 1 respawn from checkpoint 3, which is insane. Like he has still only respawned once. This is also a cut as well here. He does it with a slightly different setup, which is a little bit slower than what I do. I think this costs like 1 second for him. I timed them, it was a little bit slower than what he does here. But yeah, this cut saves about 10 seconds-ish, I think. Goes with an eyesight through there. I think that was actually pretty fast. That might be faster than what I did on that checkpoint. First thread where I would say that's better than what I'm doing. Okay, bounce up here, nice one. And I never got a fully clean run through, of course. But that's like... feels like it should be almost impossible on a map like this. But somehow Skandear did it. He did 2 standing respawn. Standing respawn doesn't count. A 4 standing respawn doesn't count, I would say. I wouldn't... like, if it's... What is he doing? Okay, that's the second respawn. Second respawn right there. In the ice checkpoint. Another ice checkpoint and Skandear struggling. Interesting. I see why he didn't play deep slip. Does he make it with that? Wow. Bad landing, but he still managed to make the checkpoint here. Didn't have to do the recovery. I was gonna say, if he does the recovery now as well, like I'm gonna lose it. How is he so fast? That's pretty clean. I lost a little bit. That's 2 respawns so far. That one I would say cost 10 seconds. The other respawn cost maybe like 15. I think he's lost maybe 25 seconds maximum from the 2 respawns so far. Drift there. This is a small Neo side checkpoint. He actually still does it with the Neo side, so we will gain a little bit of time here on me. Okay, that was very clean. Also does this one with the slide as well still. Oh, I got a very good landing. Okay, here he definitely gained on me. Then we come to the moving block cycle. He's waiting right now, and now he goes. Not the best cycle, but also not the worst, I guess. And jump across here. Now, when you do this jump, the cycles just perfectly line up, like this. And now we start the reroute. The reroute goes now from checkpoint 43 to checkpoint 56. Let's see what he does. Turn around here in the checkpoint. So this is the reroute that I found on Thursday, I believe. A few days ago. And then first implemented in my run. If in my run... so this reroute gains like a minute or so. Oh, that's clean. Landing backwards there and immediately going backwards, that's nice. He uses the nah bumper here. So I found that if you use, or if you bounce off the nah bumper backwards, you always land on this platform right here. And then you just need to drop down to the checkpoint here. What the fuck? He's so lucky. There's no way that works consistent. What the fuck is that? He loses time as well. This is slower than my setup. And way more risky. What the fuck? How does he survive that? Huh? Okay. Weird. Interesting. That's insane that he survived that. I mean, the first bounce was better, but then the second one, like, I dropped down, like, right at the checkpoint, into the checkpoint, which should be faster normally. gets this one very clean. That's enough speed. Okay, that was risky. Going with that speed, that was very risky. He made it though. Drop down here again. Nice. Now we come to Spam's checkpoint. This one was built by Spam, checkpoint 50. Looks like he... That's so... What? Why did he respawn? He had enough speed. He made it. Why did he respawn? Huh? Did he... Wait, was he... I couldn't maybe see with the camera? Did he... Was he about to crash on the right? No, you would have 100% made that jump. 100%. I've done it multiple times like that. What? That would have easily made it. Okay, that's checkpoint... that's respawn 3. I have had that multiple times as well, and I definitely made it. You landed with so much speed. Like, normally, like, you overjump this, you know? I mean, Smithy agrees with me, so it's 2-1 from the top 3. I'm very sure you would have made that. Okay, then this one gets us set up pretty quick here. Going backwards now. So this is a backwards checkpoint where you actually need to speed side. You need to speed side right here on the sausage to have enough speed. Bit of a wonky setup. Gets it though, barely. Ideally you want slightly wider speed slide, but as long as you do the speed slide long enough, it's fine usually. If you hold it throughout the turn, it's good. Okay, now this is one of my favorite parts of the reroute. This is checkpoint 48 to 47. We're going backwards here. Normally, like this checkpoint normally, I wanna kind of just show this once. Because I think it's really cool. Checkpoint 47, we go over these pipes here, then across to the right, over these pipes, onto the dirt, across this, and then you take this route right here into the checkpoint, right? You go around here and then up like this over the pipe. Now, what the reroute does is this. Just drop down and you jump across. Just like that. Straight into checkpoint 47. You're not done yet at this point, because from 47, you now also go to 46 in one go. This was such a headache, figuring all of this out. I figured this out actually just by looking at the map in Camp 7, and holy shit, my brain hurt after this. It was fun to find though. Yeah, that is a very clean one as well, that transition. And then also here, you need to go over this border. And then a very convenient red boost. This is only there to force backwards driving normally. But if you drive the other way... Oh, that's clean. Oh my god, you got that so good. That was nice. Yeah, you go up here with the Nah bumper, and then big jump up. Interesting. Not too bad either. Bounce... Okay, you actually bounce sideways. Interesting. To the forwards. Anonymous also, thank you for the gifted sub to Smithy as well. Did I thank Vangelis earlier for 5 gifted subs? Surely I did, right? Surely I did. But yeah, you go up there to this checkpoint, and now there's just 2 checkpoints remaining to collect. It's this checkpoint right here. We skipped the tree driving as well now. Jumps through the gap here. I stopped doing this at one point because this gap was too difficult, like too tight. Because this is so hard. You need speed here, and then you need to fit through this gap while turning, right? There really is not much space through this gap. Especially if you jump far enough left. You need to jump far left. That's really clean, getting that one first try. This gains some time. It's 100 checkpoints total. Now, this checkpoint, interestingly, we go through it twice, so we can't respawn on it. But obviously, Skandear doesn't need to anyways. Jumps to the right now, and then we collect the final checkpoint. Remember, we started the reroute right there at that checkpoint, and we end the reroute here. You see how well this like fits together? The reroute starts here, ends there. And we just need to collect this checkpoint now on the way. That's why that's one of the reasons why this reroute is so good. It gains a little bit over a minute on an optimal run, on the normal route. And the normal route is also more random. Also does a slightly more risky setup here, and now this. That worked. Wow. That's so lucky that that worked. What? So this, by the way, here as well, is normally checkpoint 43. You like drive up here onto this plastic, and then you drive on this wall, right? Bumper, bumper, and land up here. That's how you're supposed to drive it. That's how Majijej built it, in that direction. But it turns out you can take it in the other direction as well, like this. I'm surprised that you got the bumper there, to be honest. For me, that usually didn't work with that setup. But maybe I just did something wrong. Okay, and then you drop down into 56, and that's the end of the reroute. You're done with it now. So still at this point at 3 respawns so far. And one of them you didn't even need to do. And the other one is at checkpoint 3. Oh my god, what the hell. Like everything else, just getting everything else first try, no like big time losses, you know? Like maybe like, you know, like 2 seconds here or there, getting something not super clean. This is one of the longest checkpoints now. Oh, you got a pretty decent landing there. Actually, you got a little bit stuck, never mind. A little bit stuck there. Then turn around here and jump up to checkpoint 57. Now, next checkpoint is very tough. That is one that really defines how quick you get the map. Or rather the second next checkpoint. Also, by the way, here, you reuse these bumpers now again. And also reuse this platform again. Pretty cool reuse there from Majijej on this checkpoint. Cool idea. Then you jump across to checkpoint 58. This checkpoint is very long and can be tricky. It's like almost 40 seconds, I think. Oh no, it's 30 seconds, I think. But it's very easy to lose a lot of time here. Specifically because of this landing now, right here. Because you need to land in a way where you don't land on this line or this line. Because if you land on this line or this line, you get a landing bug. That was close. But managed this without a landing bug. And for me, it almost, like when I landed in that vicinity, it felt like a 50-50 if I was gonna get a landing bug or not. And drop down here, and now comes a big cut, a very big cut. So this checkpoint right here, Majijej was forced to build a fragile reactor checkpoint. So she placed the fragile like this, right? So that you couldn't skip it. You know, you can't skip it anywhere here. And then the checkpoint is pretty long and you get guaranteed 100% fragile here. So driving up here takes ages on the normal thread. So what did we do? We just flip across there. And glide over the fragile. Release now. Oh yeah, you got it perfect. Yeah, this is what I thought. This is one of the checkpoints where you gain so much time, I think. That's so clean. That is so clean, getting the unturtle there. Because you're on your roof, right? You're just a passenger there. So you needed to find some way to unturtle. And up here, that's very nice. We're coming closer to checkpoint 69. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. This was checkpoint 60 now. Yeah, I think the intended one could also be fast, I'm pretty sure. Or you could get consistent on it. But yeah, it's not great, I think. Drop down there. Nice. Still only 3 respawns so far. He's still within like 35 seconds, 40 seconds of his no respawn timer at this point, I think. And he doesn't slow down in the rest of the map, I think. Okay, he gets this checkpoint, small engine off checkpoint. Now here, there's in theory another cut you could do on this one. So Skandear, I think, will probably do a cut here. Where he skips the ending of the checkpoint. Let's see. So he goes up like this. Over the engine off. Into reset. And now into this reset gate here. And he turns around. Like that. And then drop down here through the fence. Conveniently, there's a gap there. And then you just need to turn around here again. Jump up onto this platform. And you're at the checkpoint. This is pretty much equal, surprisingly enough, to going the normal way here, where you like eyesight through this and then eyesight through this into this gap, which was very hard. It was very blind. You needed to keep a perfect eyesight through this. So that was pretty tricky. But yeah, got that nicely. So that cut. Really, why is there this gap actually? I never really looked at this in Camp 7. Why is there this super convenient gap in the fence? Like, it's so good actually. Thanks, Majijej, for that. But yeah, there's one sweat on this checkpoint that you could do, which would technically be 10 seconds faster. I got it like 50-50, but I wasn't happy with that because the other sweat is like 100%. And that sweat was to turtle here on this edge. You turtle, start a turtle through the checkpoint, drop down and turtle. You're upside down now. And then you have to find a way to get over this no grip without triggering it. And then dropping down here. And because you're on your roof, you plastic bounce up and you skip the no grip. And then you can just directly go here instead of going with the no grip, with the engine off, into the resets and stuff. It's a little bit faster, but very risky. Very risky to go for. Then this one here. This checkpoint, surprisingly enough, is so much harder on the respawn. Wait. Let me look at this in Camp 3. This is so much harder with the standing respawn speed than with the normal speed for me. I don't know why, but like with the normal speed, this checkpoint was always way easier than from the standing respawn basically there with a lower speed. Where you go up here, this is a slow-mo reactor checkpoint. This one would be very good for cutting, by the way. If anybody wants to find a reroute, that checkpoint would be very good. You can fly basically to any checkpoint in the map, I think, from there. Gets that one clean, nice. Drop, bounce up there, also good. Now, how good does he get the bug through? That's a thing where quite often lost like 5 seconds or so, which was a little bit random for me. How well I would get this bug through that is coming up right now at the end of this checkpoint. I drop down. And now you need to bug through the thing. I got it decent. Not perfect, but pretty decent. But it's still only 3 respawns. Still only 3 respawns, just everything just working. No like lapse in judgment, really. No small mistake here or there, it's just all clean. Everything clean. Goes across here, jump across onto the dirt. Into this, and now another cut on this checkpoint. This checkpoint cut, I think, is a little bit faster, but most importantly, it's way more consistent than the original sweat on this checkpoint, checkpoint 66. It's another one where you just use these gaps, like, Majijej left this exact gap quite often in her scenery. So we used that, I think, like 4 times for different cuts. Very, very useful. Okay, and then you drop down here, red boost, jump up, and bug slide through the checkpoint. Pretty clean. Now this one here is a force acceleration checkpoint. Go through this, good speed. Gets a clean landing there, and then pretty much always you have enough speed here to go around and then jump up to the next platform. Done like that. Nice one. Okay, this checkpoint here is checkpoint 68. We're almost at the nice checkpoint. Built by Scrappy, if you didn't see that one yet. The hardest thing on this one is just keeping the gear right there on that landing. It's very hard to keep the gear for some reason. He manages to do so very clean. That was very nice. And now, here we go. Checkpoint 69. Built by Scrappy. We're starting off with a flip. You can sometimes get slowdowns there, but it mostly works. It's actually one of the better checkpoints in the end. One of the more consistent checkpoints. There's just one turtle remaining here. You set up the turtle there. That's pretty clean. And then climb up there with the turtle. And bounce to the side. Gets it. With a very strong bumper. Exactly through the gap. and to this checkpoint, which is a straight line checkpoint. This one is pretty creative, to be honest, and it worked very well towards the end of the hunting event as well. Just a straight line, the entire checkpoint. You went backwards there, then you go forwards here again. Now you need to drop down. You hit the wall a little bit to get enough speed to get this bounce right here. Then you jump into this gap, drop down, and then you reuse this looping here again. You go back in this looping through the hole right here. This was completely blocked off. This is like one of the longest checkpoints on the map, but it's completely isolated. It's like on the side of the map at the very bottom, so you couldn't do any cuts. Nothing possible here pretty much. And then you reuse the wall there again, bounce, and get the checkpoint. Very nice. Drift through there, get the reactor, and bounce up here. Backflip, also very clean. And jump up there, nice. Small drift, jump up again. Feel like there won't be that many scenery gaps in future multi-maps. Maybe, we'll see. She expressed interest in building another map like this, I think. I think she would probably be also more efficient with it, because I think she spent like 1,500 hours total on this map. With also failed scenery projects and stuff. This one here is very tough, actually. Oh my god, that's the 4th respawn. Yeah, I was just about to say, I would be surprised if that makes it. That's respawn number 4. It's a pretty quick one, it's 10 seconds or so. Like the final version that we see here, it doesn't do the fast thread on this one. Okay. Where do I lose the time? What the fuck? My new respawn time was like 42:40. I mean, of course I lost time as well in some checkpoints, but you do as well. But where do I lose like the 40 seconds? I mean, it's 40 seconds across 40 minutes. It's 1 second per minute. Right? But like, what? I still don't see where I lose the time. Damn. Goes up here. Do you do the new cut on this one as well? Let's see. There's a new cut on the next checkpoint there. You basically just drive up. You just need good enough speed. Looks like he does. Yes. You need to get the gear there, then jump across. Decent landing, and then you drop down here. Nosedive, land exactly on the middle of that booster. That was always my aim for this checkpoint. My aim for this checkpoint was land middle of this booster here. You can aim with the border there on the right side. So you land in the middle, then just release, and then get the speed here. This is like a slow check, this checkpoint. That makes it wow. That was actually very unclean. Let's watch it again. But he somehow made it. Holy shit. You don't need amazing speed here, you just need to survive it, kind of. But wow. That was close. He jumps so far to the left, sideways landing. Clips on the edge. But still makes it. Holy shit. Goes with a little bit more speed into that engine off. I wonder if that's worth it. I didn't do that. Does he have more speed on the map? Oh, he does. Oh. I think he gains like 2 seconds there on me with that thread. I never saw that. That's such a stupid thread that works. It's like, okay, interesting. He just went a little bit more speed into the engine off, and then he doesn't slow down as much. Okay, this is a... Oh, he got that very fast as well. This is a checkpoint with force acceleration and no brakes. So you're forced to fully accelerate, and you cannot brake on the entire checkpoint. So you have to find creative ways to slow down. He gets this very clean. Like, this is... Okay. The last 2 checkpoints is where he gains time. That was very good. The way he got these. That was sick. Do you also get this one clean now? This is one of the most inconsistent checkpoints in my experience for hunting. That's the same thread here with going backwards and then forwards again. You can do this backwards as well. It's only like half a second faster though. So it's much better to set up there. That's so fast. Oh my god, he got it so good. Turn around here as well. Jump up here and then gets the checkpoint that way. So has to turn around here now at the end. And got it, checkpoint 79. This one was built by Toner. At the time, he was still working at Nadeo when he built this checkpoint. So an actual Nadeo employee built this checkpoint. Slightly different setup. This feels slower as well than what I do there, but I don't know. Maybe would need to test. Okay, around here, then quarter pipe, turn around. I mean, for me, one of the main reasons why I want to watch this is figure out why he's so goddamn fast. What did you do to go so fast? Okay, drop down here. Do you get this one clean? Here you can sometimes do some time. Getting this one first try is super tough. You need very specific speed there. Gets it clean. Nice one. That's very good. Waiting for Skandear to right skill issue, yeah. For real, I guess it is. I mean, it's just the tiny things, I guess, adding up, you know? Small tiny things. Like, he just has pretty much everything clean, right? Like, he doesn't have that many sections where he gets something, like, slow. Where he has to wait a lot. This is the dig checkpoint, by the way, as well. Let's see, during the cut. Nice. This was a hell of a checkpoint at the beginning. It was so difficult, so random as well at the start. But we found a thread eventually, a cut on it. Like, it took us a week or longer to find that cut. And the only reason why we found that cut is because somebody who did just a discovery run on that map did that cut accidentally. Actually, I could show what the cut really is. You couldn't really see with the camera. Let me show you, if you couldn't see it correctly. So, just why I call it dig. This is why. That is why this checkpoint is called like that. It was like a tower, and you need to go all the way down. And the intended threat was when you go down here, right? You plastic bounce. You land on this magnet, and Majijej put this beam here, right? And she thought because the beam is here, you can't jump up to the checkpoint. So what she thought you had to do, and what we also thought you had to do, because obviously Majijej tested this, right? Obviously Majijej tested this. This took us a week to find out. The normal route goes down here, looping, water bounce, turn around here, go down again, booster, engine off, do another looping magnet, jump up here, magnet yeet, into plastic bounce, into looping, into fly up, into this magnet right here, and then jump. But actually, you can just turn around here. And somebody just literally found that on their discovery, and they were wondering, like, why are you guys not doing this? And yeah, why weren't we doing this? Also, this thread is very fast. I tried this thread here a little bit that Skandear does. It was too inconsistent for me. I wasn't getting it. Wait, I think I just figured out why he gets it. Oh my god. I was landing flat. Why was I landing flat? There's penalty. Oh, I just figured out how he does it. Because he gets a little bit of a down or nosedive here, right? With that, his front wheels go up and he gets a little bit less penalty. And that's the reason why he can make this jump. For me, I could make this jump as well, but it was very tight. Yeah, he gains a couple seconds there, I think. So that's the time gain that I missed. And then also gets up here super clean. That was a bit close there, actually. So yeah, gains a little bit of time there. That was also clean. Nice. Very good speed here, to be honest, into this. That's nice. And then drop down here. I mean, Skandear is the GOAT of RPG like this. In general. He is insane at this. I am wondering if he or you, if you're still watching, if you... Oh my god, imagine you went through the gap. Like, if you were gonna play Deep Dip again. Because that could get scary. I know you played a little bit on Deep Dip too. Wait. Backwards turtle? What? Okay, sure. I don't think that's necessarily fast. I think it's pretty equal, but yeah, sure, why not? Let's just do a backwards turtle. I mean, it is pretty consistent, I think. Like, it's just, he doesn't turn there. He just goes backwards. He just presses backwards. It's a nice thread. Huh. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I guess it is more consistent than what I was doing with turning around Definitely more consistent. I think it's pretty much the same pace, actually. But yeah, look more consistent. That's a nice thread. I didn't know about that one. Then this checkpoint here is water tech. Do you still do your slow setup here? Jumps up onto this. Yes. I didn't do this because I thought it would be too slow to get the world record with it. Okay. I mean, that makes the checkpoint free, obviously then. There was always a problem with the checkpoint still, but I thought that just costs too much time. Man, are we playing a different game version? Is your game like 1% faster or something like that? I don't know, man. Insane. Okay, going across here. Copium, I am coping. I spent 40 hours. I am still happy with the second place. Of course, I beat a lot of good players still. But yeah. Yeah, I could not have beaten this one. Is it still at 3 respawns, by the way, or were we at 4? I think we were at 4, right? Like, it was about 45 seconds of timer so far, 4 respawns. Still nothing else besides that, which is so ridiculous. My best, I think, was maybe 15 respawns. On the entire map. Which, you would think that would be insane, right? That's like 85 to 90 checkpoints first try. But that's not enough. The map actually turned out super good. That's close. Oh my god, you almost failed that one. And now, checkpoint 90. Do you do my strat on this one now? Because this was one of the most inconsistent 5. That's just unlucky. This is one of the most inconsistent checkpoints. I don't think you can do anything about that one. You do my strat, yeah. It's like, I found that if you have good speed here, and then do a small right tap, like a really tiny right tap, right there. That's enough. He steers like 18%, that's enough. It's a really tiny right tap. But his car is moving slightly sideways like this, and that gives a way better bounce somehow. Makes it way more consistent. Like, that's the entire strat, right? It's so precise. The reasons why I sometimes faded was because I was like oversteering or something like this. This, if you've seen Kaki last year, this is where Majij's Kaki map originated from. This came first, and then she made it into a Kaki map later. That's how long this map took to build. Was hesitating with yours and just a PF strat, but I remembered the PF never worked. Yeah. Never works. This is a really cool checkpoint. Going down here, the bounces. This is such a wicked checkpoint, to be honest. Like, all of these flips. I especially love this flip. This was very inconsistent at first, when Majij first built it. But now, the way it's built in the map here, it's super good, actually. One of my favorite checkpoints, for sure. You make the jump. How long has Majij been playing Trackmania? I don't know. 4 years? 3 years? I don't know, something like that. Probably has like 4,000 or 5,000 hours on the map, in the game. Oh, that was close with the gear. That was very close with the gear. Since 2021. Yeah, thanks, Blacksheep. Yep, second on Majij Multiverse 1, so we get first on Majij's Multiverse 2. That's the plan. Do you get the clean flip? Oh, you get the clean flip. That's nice. Yeah, okay. You gain like 10 seconds on this checkpoint on me as well. Ooh, that's okay. You're on such a sick run, and then you pull out this checkpoint. Holy shit, this was clean. Such a clean flip out here. You need really good speed out of that, first of all. And then when you have this good speed, you can jump here, but then also here. You're so close to the edge. You're so close to hitting the edge there. And jump across. That was sick. Holy shit, that was really good. Yeah, that's super satisfying getting it like that. Yeah, that definitely gained some time. I can see where I lost the time. Like that right there is like 10 seconds. I lost like over 5 seconds in the water. there is a checkpoint coming up as well where I lose like 7 seconds on the respawn time. I can see it. I can see it. It's just getting a run through like this is so insane. But yeah, I can see the pace. I can see the pace. I can't see how you actually did this though. Then a small drift checkpoint here. Gets it. Easily. Very wide setup there on the drift. Works very nice. Then across here, just a normal bobsleigh. We're almost at the finish now. There's a clean exit here. Jump across there. But I think his respawns, they were pretty much like less than a minute, I think he has lost to no respawn time at this point. Like around a minute. Well, it's pretty much a minute. I guess. If you filter out the standing respawns. Across here. This is one of those checkpoints. There's a bumper here. Gets it clean. Gets it super clean. Nice one. You can just drive in straight and then get that backflip bounce. I sometimes had the problem, also in my PB, that I got like a double bumper there. Somehow, which was a little bit weird, but yeah, got it really clean. Skandear's copium time is about 1 minute faster than what he drove here in the end. Which is insane for a map like this. Never seen before. Never seen before. I think it was a 41.56. Clean end cut as well. There's a small cut here at the end. That was very clean. And do you get checkpoint 100 first try as well? Instantly into the finish. Bounce up here. You had to. You had 42.55. And yes, you do. To get the 42.59, you needed to get such a good end, and you got it. Holy shit. That's such a clean end, and of course you got it. That's insane. What an ending. Like, the idea of Majijej was like you have these nah bumpers here that point you away from the finishes. And you just get it clean, instant. So fast. Damn. GG. Very well deserved, to be honest. Insane run by Skandear here. Like, holy shit. That is one of the best runs on a map like this that I've ever seen. Like, no kidding. Obviously, I was in a competition, a very close competition for a while. So obviously, I'm a little bit disappointed with the second place. But yeah, insane run, insane run. Like, objectively, I think this is the best run on a 100 checkpoint RPG that we've ever seen, better than any of the Vampus world records or Maspus or Trompus, all of those maps, like, better than any of those world records, I think. We'll see if something like this will ever be repeated, like, five respawns in the end it was, 5 respawns. But the thing is, the longest respawn that Skandear had was the one at the very beginning. Checkpoint 3, that was his biggest respawn, right here. That was his biggest respawn. The biggest time loss in the entire map was the start. That's his biggest respawn. Insane. There you go. That was the map that concludes the event and the hunting. GG. GG to everybody. Congrats on the top 5. It was $1,000 prize pool, as I said earlier. With that, Skandear goes home with $600, then myself 200, Smithy 100, Bren 60, semifying with a 40, and then I believe there was also on these times, I think Mother had a low 51 minute time as well, and Pseudo I think 52, yeah, 52.06. So we have very close fight there for the top 5. Very sick to see. Okay, insane. There you go. GG.